السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Inshallah ar-Rahman, today we will study the 7th ruku of Surah Al-Baqarah. This ruku contains only two verses, 60 and 61. Let's begin its reading. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ استسقى موسى لقومه فقل اضرب بعصاك الحجر فانفجرت منه 12 عينا قد علم كل أناس مشربهم كلوا واشربوا من رزق الله ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين. And remember when Musa asked Allah for water for his people. We said, strike the rock with your staff. So 12 springs gushed out from it. Each tribe knew exactly where to drink. Allah said, eat and drink from the blessings Allah has given you, but do not spread corruption in the land. وإذ قلتم يا موسى لن نصبر على طعام واحد فادع لنا ربك يخرج لنا مما تنبت الأرض من بقلها وقثائها وفومها وعدسها وبصلها قال أتستبدلون الذي هو أدنى بالذي هو خير اهبطوا مصرا فإن لكم ما سألتم وضربت عليهم الذلة والمسكنة وباءوا بغضب من الله ذلك بأنهم كانوا يكفرون بآيات الله ويقتلون النبيين بغير الحق ذلك بما عصوا وكانوا يعتدون. And remember when you said, "Oh Musa, we cannot keep eating the same food every day. Ask your Lord to bring out for us what the earth grows, like herbs, cucumbers, wheat, plantains, and onions." Musa replied, "Do you want to trade something better for something less? Go to any town. You will find what you are asking for." Then disgrace and poverty were placed upon them, and they earned Allah's anger. That was because they rejected Allah's sign and killed the prophets without any right. They kept disobeying and crossing limits. Surat Al-Baqarah, ruku number 7 and 2 ayat only, 60 and 61. This is the story of Bani Israel. Now in this ruku, the story continues. When the people of Bani Israel were wandering in the desert, they became thirsty. They had no water, no rivers, no wells. So Prophet Musa, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, turned to Allah and prayed for help. In response to his dua, Allah gave a miraculous solution. He had told Musa to strike a rock with his staff. As soon as he did, 12 springs burst out from the rock, one for each tribe of Bani Israel. As you know that Bani Israel were 12 tribes. So there were 12 springs and one spring for each tribe of Bani Israel. That was not just a miracle of water, it was a lesson in discipline. Allah instructed that each tribe should drink from its own designated spring. No fighting, no pushing, no greed. Everyone had their own place. That was the beginning of teaching them order, respect, boundaries, and discipline. Allah was training them to become a disciplined and grateful nation. But soon after, they came to Musa with a complaint. They said, "We can't keep eating the same food every day." They were referring to man and salwa, heavenly food that was sent to them directly from Allah. Instead of being thankful, they demanded vegetables, herbs, plantains, onions, means ordinary food that grows from the earth. Musa alayhis salam was shocked. He asked, "Are you really asking to replace something better with something lower?" That wasn't just about food, it was about their mindset. When the goal in life is high, then food, drink, and comfort become ordinary, less important, secondary things. So you don't have to chase taste. You should chase your purpose in your life. And when your purpose is noble, your food should also support that purpose. You should eat what gives you strength, not what that gives you temporary pleasure and just craving. This ayah teaches us, eat less but eat well. Choose food that nourishes your body and mind simultaneously. Don't run after cravings. But Bani Israel showed their true nature. They were impassioned, moody, and ungrateful. thankful. They had no contentment. They got angry over small things. They were lazy and full of excuses. They didn't want heavenly food, but they also didn't want to work for worldly food. They rejected the gift of man and salva, but they weren't ready to farm or labor either. This poor choice led to a heavy consequence. Allah placed disgrace and poverty upon them. His anger descended not just because of this one demand, but because of their repeated disobedience. They kept rejecting Allah's signs. They even killed prophets unjustly. They crossed every limit. And worst of all, they refused to be trained. Allah wanted to raise them, honor them, guide them, but they kept choosing the wrong path. When they came to Musa with their demand, he told them clearly, if you want the ordinary food, go to a town and work for it. In other words, if you aren't ready to live with purpose, then go live for survival. Work all day just to eat, but don't expect the honor of being chosen by Allah while chasing onions and lanterns. This was a turning point in their history. Their choices showed that they didn't want to be a refined, elevated nation. They preferred comfort over character, and so Allah's anger came upon them, not just for one mistake, but for a pattern of rebellion, disrespectful, and bad choices. This story of Bani Israel is not just history, it's a mirror for every nation, every community, and every individual. Allah's divine plan is always the same. He offers guidance, honor, and elevation to those who are willing to be trained, to live with discipline, and to choose purpose over pleasure. But when a nation becomes impatient, ungrateful, and lazy, when it starts chasing comfort instead of character and taste instead of truth, then it begins to fall. The same disgrace and weakness that came upon Bani Israel can come upon any people who reject divine training. Allah doesn't ruin a nation until and unless that nation ruins itself by making poor choices again and again, by refusing to rise, by turning away from the higher path. And when a nation becomes backward, it's not just because of poverty or lack of resources. It's because it's lost its vision. It stopped valuing excellence. It stopped listening to its prophets, its scholars, its truth tellers. So this passage is a warning, but also a wake-up call. If we want to rise, we must choose the better path. We must accept divine discipline. We must eat, live, and think like people who carry a mission, because Allah's plan is always ready for those who are ready to be elevated. So this is here ends ruku number 7, Surah Al-Baqarah, Alhamdulillah. Recite the rood once. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallayta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.